Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Tally. The mission and the goal of this podcast is to bring an engaging conversation that will add value to the lives of everyday people. We will inspire, encourage, educate, and tell the stories of America's finest men and women in an effort to motivate you to live your life to its fullest potential. Be sure to follow us on social media and search Tuesdays with Tally. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share the program as well. And now your host, Brian Tally.
Welcome back to Tuesdays with Tally Podcast, where we add real life value to the lives of everyday people. Be sure to follow us on social media and on Spotify. The online information and handles are all located on the scrolling ticker at the bottom portion of your screen. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Anchor FM, and Spotify. Simply search Tuesdays with Tally. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to get every episode and stay up to date with the latest and greatest our guests in this show has to offer. Now, folks, we are on day 126 of this brand new podcast and episode 89. So 89th episode in a 126 days. Yes, my obsession is real, folks. Will we get to episode 100 before that clock strikes 2023? Stay tuned and find out. Folks, are you a business owner? If you are, I'm talking directly to you right now. Let's get together. Email me at thetallybill@gmail.com. That's thetallybill@gmail.com. And let's put a plan together. Let's strategize some ideas for your business. You can advertise it right here on this podcast. Let me help you reach your goals. Let's put a marketing plan together and develop a strategy to take your business to the next level. Now, folks, we have some very special guests joining us on today's program, something we haven't done yet. We've always been one-on-one, but now we're one-on-three. And I tell you what, I feel like I'm getting ganged up on here by some warriors, but hey, it's going to be a good one, folks. Now, let's meet Doug, okay? From left to right, let's meet Doug. Doug is a U.S. Marine veteran who served with Charlie Company, 1st Tank Battalion in 29 Palms, California, and is the president and co-founder of Talentscale. Doug is involved in business development, operational and strategic initiatives, contract oversight, management, and government services. And the good thing about Talentscale and Doug is that they are hiring and they are looking for veterans to fill some positions that they have that are very, very good jobs. Meet Billy. Billy's in the middle, folks. Billy is the president and co-founder of the Alaskan Adventure Project and is a local to the Ketchikan area. Yeah, I'm not Alaskan, so Ketchikan area. He grew up with the Corral brothers, and they shared many adventures in the Alaskan frontier before he left shortly after high school. After exploring private enterprise, Billy sought greater meaning, which led him to joining the Marine Corps as a machine gunner to serve in our country's longest fought war. Now living in Southern California, Billy is working tirelessly towards building this organization to help his fellow brothers and sisters in arms return to a healthy post-service life. And finally, meet Darrin. Darrin is the president and founder of the American Patriot Music Project, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which serves the veteran and first responder communities by facilitating music projects in support of music therapy programs to help the nation's heroes in need. Darrin's 25-year career in the SEAL teams led him to numerous commands to include SEAL Teams 1, 3, and 7. And with that, we are honored to be joined by this band of brothers, Doug, Billy, and Darrin. What is up?
What is up?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for the time.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. I felt like I'm like on Jeopardy. I'm like, meet guest one. Yeah. And two. And yeah, it's like, wow, okay. Family Feud or whatever it may be. I feel like a game show host right now, except for I'm not very good and brought up to speed on my Alaskan verbiage. I do apologize for screwing that all up.
I'll help you. I'll help you right through that.
I'll help you. Man, I love it. Let's start with you, Doug. I want to get right into what you guys are doing right now in the community with veterans in the military and first responders, whoever it may be, because there's so much value here to be added. And instead of, starting off slow and getting into what we did in third grade, to jump right into the value that can be added right now to the veteran.
Absolutely. So I started the company to be 15 years in August. So really what our main focus is what we call CLS, or contractor logistics support. But at the end of the day, our guys, they turn wrenches on aircraft. We provide logistics support, engineering, maintenance, modifications, but really the driving force behind it is hiring veterans that have actually worked those assets in the field, and then we employ them in the private sector. So we've done some pretty special things.
So at Talentscale, you've been doing this for 15 years now. Again, can you explain the mission behind it and kind of like what got you started in this?
Yeah. So when I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to work for a private sector company called Aerotech, and they're the largest technical staffing company in the world. So long story short, I definitely recognized there was a need for small business. So we are veteran-owned small business, which is a good feather in the cap when you're supporting a large prime contractor community. So at the end of the day, when I decided to start the company, the whole mission was to create veteran jobs and opportunities for veterans. So we've worked fixed wing, rotary wing assets, just about everything that's in our national arsenal. And we've created over 5,000 jobs in a 15-year time frame. So it's a pretty special family business story.
And folks, we are with Doug here, who is the president and CEO of Talentscale.com. He's also the founder. And you can go to their website, Talentscale.com, and you can see what they've got out there. What types of jobs do you have available right now, Doug?
Yeah, so most of the folks that we have in the field, I would say, are aircraft mechanics, technicians, engineers, crew chiefs, avionics, logistics folks, that really anything that would operate in and around what we call an MRO operation, repairing aircraft or modifying aircraft. Any of those technical skill sets, that's really the core of what we do. So yeah, I think at last count, we've got roughly 300 job vacancies right now, which is unprecedented in our company's history. So we are definitely hiring from coast to coast. We've got a little bit of work that we're doing overseas, but we've got a big program we're standing up in Waco, Texas right now, working C-130s and a couple of other opportunities that are going to be popping off in 2023 that we're really excited about. One's in upstate New York, also working C-130s. So if you're an aircraft mechanic looking for a job, the odds are we've got something for you. And we've got tremendous benefits that we offer, great pay. So yeah, there's some very real opportunities out there for the veteran community right now.
How do we apply?
So I would encourage anyone to go to our website for starters. So talentscale.com. And then that will get you linked up with one of our recruiters. And once you get engaged with the recruiters can brief the folks on the opportunities that we have. And then at that point, it's really up to the maintainer to make a decision on what opportunity they want to pursue. So that's probably the simplest way to go. But we also you're going to find us all over JS Firm, which is very aviation centric. Career Builder, Monster, LinkedIn. So a lot of those different mediums that are out there for job creation, and you'll see our visibility is we've for a small family business, we've got a pretty solid profile out there.
Oh, outstanding. And I've been on your website. It's very nice, folks. You heard it from the founder and CEO himself of Talentscale. They have 300 job vacancies from coast to coast, which is definitely unprecedented. If you are looking for a job, or if you know somebody that's looking for a job or in the job market, always keeping that eye open for something bigger and better down the pike, Go to talentscale.com today and check it all out. Get enrolled with their program, or perhaps get with a recruiter, find out if it's going to be a good fit for you. And then the rest will be history. Either it'll work or it won't work. But guys, 300 jobs starting here right now. 2023 is going to be looking very, very bright for Talentscale. So go there today and engage with them, talentscale.com. Now we're going to go to Billy now. Billy is the president and co-founder of the Alaskan Adventure Project. And Billy, tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start the Alaska Adventure Project.
Well, sure, Brian. So, I spent some time in the Marine Corps, obviously as a machine gunner in the infantry. I got out in late 2014. So starting with 2015, like coming off of all that, there was a real like lack in my life for purpose, where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. And luckily one of the Curl brothers, who's a fishing boat captain up in Alaska, he connected with me and he was like, hey man, if you're kind of, in the wind right now, I've got a good job for you. So I went up there to Alaska, got on a seine fishing boat, and, probably the worst job I've ever had in my life. Much rather be getting shot at than catching salmon. But I'll tell you what it did, intermittently between sets and, just being up there, it was, what I would call the equivalent of coming out of the gas chamber and getting that breath of like fresh air for the first time. It was something that I really needed. And then, I came back from that, and that's where I met these guys. I actually, just met Doug, like,
at an Irish bar,
at a local Irish pub. We'll call it Ton Tavern for this podcast. But I got to connect with these guys that became really good friends of mine, and I got to share that experience with them that I had. I kind of met them on the back end. Had they met me before, I think they would have definitely seen the transformation. But I got to, express that to them, and these guys being who they are, we're like, well, let's go back to Alaska and let's see, if this is a real thing that we can do. So I think it was 2015, 2016, yep. We did an exploratory trip, and both these guys were with me, with a couple other warriors and, just like-minded individuals. And I mean, the answer was a resounding yes. We can do this. We should do this. And, as long as our heart and our heads are aligned, we can make it a really good thing. And so it started, kind of small. But we, the people that we brought up, have always needed it and have always gotten something out of it. I'd be lying to you if I wasn't saying it was, somewhat self-serving, because, I love to go back home. It's where I grew up. And so, I get to share that experience with people. And it's something I got to share with my, as a platoon sergeant in the Marine Corps, keeping my boys awake on post by telling them stories of Alaska and, just kind of blowing their minds. Like, is this a real thing? And the cool thing is that I got to share some of the real aspects of Alaska with some of my platoon mates. And they're like, man, like, you weren't joking. This place is legit. So we've grown exponentially. Talentscale and, Mr. Poldruga over here have been a huge component of helping me realize that, keeping our bank account funded so we can, so we can express our mission to whoever needs it and whoever wants it. And so far it's been very successful, and these guys have, stayed aligned with me. Darrin has been, obviously a huge influence because of all of his nonprofit experience, and, unequivocally has just come to Alaska on every trip, seen me grow through it, allowed me to be, the founder and CEO of the company with, just little pats on the back here and there. But after this year, I think we all realize that there's potential for growth within AAP. There's potential for us to do way more than, I think what the initial mission was, right? Was just like, let's get people together in a healthy situation and get them excited, get them out of the house, and, get them to Alaska. Now we've got a lot more that we have the capability to achieve. So that being said, I am still the founder, president, of Alaska Adventure Project, but this year we're introducing Darrin as the Chief Operations Officer. So he's going to be running the program this year. And with his insight, with his new ideas, I'm super excited where we're going to go with this. It's just, it's probably the best year that we've had, bar none. And I just can't wait to see what happens in 2023. But, we're local to Temecula, but absolutely anybody that thinks that they could use it or they want to be a part of it, they want to help out, they want to come up to Alaska and just see what it's about. We encourage all of that. It's just an amazing experience. And it is quite possibly one of the last places on earth outside of Texas. But I mean, you can just throw a dart on the map and get out there and you'll be like, man, this is the last frontier. And yeah, I mean, it's real medicine and it doesn't come in a pill jar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Folks, this is Billy, who is the president and co-founder of Alaska Adventure Project. I urge you to go to their website. It's beautiful. I was on it all morning. AlaskaAdventureProject.org. That's AlaskaAdventureProject.org. And he's not joking about the last frontier. It is beautiful. The mountains, the killer whales, the fishing, the boats, the bears. Guys, talk about living a tranquil life on a fishing boat with the beauty and the majestic landscape that you will be sharing with, your fellow brothers and sisters in arms that are out there for the same purpose, and that is to heal our nation's veterans. Now, Billy, when is your next fishing trip, and how can veterans apply to be considered to be selected to go out with you?
So typically we run a trip like right around August, September timeframe. So that gives us about 7 to 8 months to really connect with the people that want to be a part of what we're doing. So you can go online, AlaskaAdventureProject.org. You can fill out the application form. The website is constantly evolving and getting better. But yeah, I encourage people just to go and to do that, or they can reach out to me personally, Billy Bouton at AlaskaAdventureProject.org. Obviously, Darrin's going to be running operations this year. So Darrin, your email address, Darrin.
Yep, Darrin at Alaska Adventure.
Darrin at AlaskaAdventureProject.org. So that's probably the best way right now, is just to reach out to us personally, give us a little snapshot of what your history is, and why you think that this would be beneficial to you and to your family. Because it's not just us that hurt sometimes, that need some healing. We really want to move forward into healing the whole family aspect. That's where the real money is made, when you get home.
Absolutely. And I've got one more question for you, Billy. How many veterans do you take out with you typically on one fishing trip?
So typically, and I don't mean to correct you, but it's not just a fishing trip. It's a complete package, an adventure trip with fishing included. But we try and keep it at like a platoon size, like a squad size element, right? So about 4 to 5 guys with 4 to 5 support. So typically we'll have about 10 people total in the group, and there's a lot of good one-on-one, with support to recipient. We do have the capability to make that bigger and bigger, right? But if you ever go to Alaska and find out how special and yet difficult it is to actually get a fishing boat, it's a pretty popular spot. So we've been very, very fortunate in the fact that we get to take out 2 boats. And so, we can easily take out, 10 people, 5 recipients, 5 support staff.
Nice.
So the trip this year, we're looking at September 1 to 6 is kind of slated right now. Again, it's a new venue. To Billy's farm, spent some time growing up there, so we're looking at Babe Islands Resort potentially off of Wales Island, which is about an hour transit by boat to it. and catch it. And, may involve some float plane events for guys who've never experienced that, and maybe some scuba diving for scallops potentially as well. So we're working all that magic right now. So it should be a very special venue, and we're hoping to have you out there, Brian. Maybe having another kind of special podcast week to just be amongst veterans and be able to communicate the stories of the willing and all the staff out there as well. So we'll see.
And Brian, if you don't mind, I'm going to step away real quick. I have a little something to give to Darrin to pass on, just as a new tradition that we're going to try and do. So I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. So
that's one of the things, but I just wanted to comment because my company's always been involved in different veterans charitable support. But when I met Billy, it just became so much more personal. And the fact that they've kept it just mean, you have touch points with these veterans, one-on-one, which just was really impactful for us as a company to decide to direct our fundraising efforts to AAP. So these guys have done from, being a bootstrap startup small business, you understand what goes into getting a company off the ground. It's really no different with a charity. It is a business. And so to see what these guys have done, man, it's amazing. It really is. So, they've done some great things.
And we'll continue, especially with their help. But so, Brian, this is a little something that I had made for Darrin.
Oh, man.
This represents, passing down from the Marine Corps to the Navy SEAL. Darrin, really appreciate your help.
Oh, that's awesome.
All the best with running the operations this year, brother. And,
man, look at this moment in history.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So here you go, man.
Oh,
man, that's beautiful.
Wow, no idea.
that was the idea.
Yeah,
It's
hard to get a secret mission past the SEAL team guy. But
dude, that's killer.
Once in a while, we'll make it happen.
Man.
All right, folks, you saw it here first on the Tuesdays with Tally podcast.
With us, I love it. Thank you, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you, guys.
Man, that's
That is beautiful.
Oh, is that
Yeah, so the guy that makes these, just give him a little shout out. His name is Jesse Burkhart. He runs 9 Line Metal Art, I think he's based out of Missouri, but he does a lot of work for us. So you can look him up, Jesse Burkhart, 9linemetalart.com. But yeah, solid dude. One of our recipients that came out to Alaska and is always willing and ready to give back. So yeah, there you go.
That's awesome, man. Taken by that. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
That's awesome, man.
good job. Yeah, and Billy, hey, my apologies. I didn't mean to call it a fishing trip. It is an adventure. It is an experience, and you get to go fishing while you're out there, as well as break bread with like-minded individuals, again, who are out there to heal and to relax and to take in those deep breaths and, again, really experience hanging out with fellow veterans and, again, like-minded individuals that they can look up to for guidance, for encouragement, for inspiration, for motivation, whatever it may be, to help get them back on track to live the life that they were intended to live. And again, there's so many veterans out there that are going through post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, things that completely, make veterans self-isolate. And to get them out and to get them, together out in Alaska, where you're not going to really have the time to go onto Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff. You're going to be out there in the great outdoors, soaking it up with, again, America's finest men and women. So again, much respect to what you're doing and, how you've built this organization and how it's all come together with great guys by your side there that definitely are helping facilitate this movement in a very, very forward direction there as you just passed the torch from COO now to Darrin, and that's where we're going to go up to now. So Darrin, now that you're the COO now of the Alaska Adventure Project, you also have some other stuff that is going on. I mean, you've spent 25 years in the SEAL teams. You have got quite the resume. You've been on this show before, and you are also the president and the founder of the American Patriot Music Project. And folks, if you don't know what the American Patriot Music Project is, I urge you to go online right now. AmericanPatriotMusic.org is the website. Again, AmericanPatriotMusic.org. Go check him out. What Darrin does is he has guitar building sessions with veterans that come on out and they get together and they build a custom guitar. Darrin, can you pick it up from there?
Yeah. So I grew up in a household full of music, both parents, accomplished musicians. And through a relationship, I was able to be fortunate to develop with Gary Sinise and looking at what he did with his band and his nonprofit. I just wanted to create a similar nonprofit where we utilize the medium of music to help veterans and as well as first responders now. So we're 8 years into the project, but 4 years as a separate foundation. So we have the American Patriot Band, again, all volunteers that come together both on stage and off stage to raise funds and market the foundation, but also facilitate a volunteer base to be able to provide a variety of music projects. Like you mentioned, the guitar building workshops are our Apex program. We've done over a dozen of them now. Billy went through with his family a couple of years back. It's just a week of being amongst brothers and sisters, fellow veterans, first responders, incorporating families, a week of healing and using the mechanism of a guitar to do that. So we also do music education, provide music lessons. So a lot of the veterans, heroes that go through that want to learn to play the guitar after building their own custom guitar, we'll do that for them. But we also do music industry support. So anything music related, if we have the manpower and the resources, and we have a really interested veteran that we think would have a lasting positive impact in their lives, we're going to pursue it. So we want to be the focal point, incorporating music, which we all know is a universal connection that we all have, and no matter what type of music you listen to. But it is healing, and it is very therapeutic, a lot of different reasons. So that's what we do. And definitely involved in a lot of different nonprofits. So I am fortunate to have a solid group of people. I recently relocated out of California, lived in South Carolina. And so I kind of passed a little bit with some other people from my own foundation there, and we are running solid with it. So still serving as a president and continuing to serve as a president for American Patriot Music Project. Just making sure I'm at the helm and focusing strategically on what we need to do there. And also focused operationally on helping Alaska Venture Project this year since founding members of that organization. So my message to everyone is just get involved. I'm retired, but I'm a little busier than I was active duty as it's turning out. But get involved and help each other. It takes a village amongst the veteran community to really help each other. And there's a lot of great nonprofits out there, and we like to partner with a variety of nonprofits to just strengthen that coalition of what we need to do to help each other the best we can. So that's it, man.
Yeah, and even if you were on the fence a little bit still, that I'm too busy to be the CEO, Billy just made you the CEO.
I must deliver.
You got that piece, you accepted it, so congratulations.
I'll just say, as he spoke about the collaboration, the coalition between nonprofits, I mean, that's really why he's here. That's why we're together. American Patriot Music Project has come to Alaska with AAP, and they've come up there and put on rock shows in pouring down rain. I mean, some of the worst conditions that you could possibly play, Led Zeppelin in, and they killed it and they made it happen. And so it's just been like that sort of eternal friendship, like he said, coalition. And I mean, this is just a perfect segue into what we can do next and what cohorting with other nonprofit looks like.
Definitely.
I tell you what, a band of brothers. Between these three individuals, you're going to have a great job. You're going to travel to Alaska. You're going to build a guitar out of a block of wood. You're going to learn how to play a guitar. You're going to heal. I mean, you've got a machine gunner, you've got a tanker, you got a Navy SEAL, we got the security. I mean, like, what don't you guys?
And Doug knows how to smoke a pretty good pork roast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, lots of good eating amongst this group.
Good eating.
Too many memories to count amongst this group. That's for
just
sure.
Be ready when you come to Alaska. You're gonna put on about 10 pounds.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a little fatter and a lot happier. That's for sure.
So guys, if you are interested in doing any of these things, like I said, if you're looking for a job, they have 300 job vacancies right now over at Talentscale. Reach out, connect with Doug at Talentscale.com, or visit their website today. There is so much opportunity to be had there. With Billy, if you're a veteran and you're looking to, for some healing and you're looking to go on an adventure, I urge you to go sign up today, because right now is when they're starting to look at all these applicants for 2023. And as Darrin said, they're looking between September 1 through 6 right now for this next adventure in Alaska. So go online and visit them today. AlaskaAdventureProject.org. That's AlaskaAdventureProject.org. And if you want to build a guitar, if you want to heal through music, and want to further if you want to learn how to play an instrument, music therapy is a real thing. And like I tell people all the time, right now is the best time to be a veteran in our nation's history. There are so many people out there that are willing to help, and that are willing to sacrifice, and that are willing to donate their time, their energy, and their resources to serving a vulnerable and at-risk community, folks. And that is the military and veteran and first responder community. If you want to get together with Darrin and build a guitar, and like I said, share in music therapy, go online today, AmericanPatriotMusic.org. That's AmericanPatriotMusic.org. Now, guys, all three of you guys are together right now. You live in 3 different parts of the country. Describe what you're doing. What's going on today, and where are you at?
I live in the Florida Panhandle. So about 12 miles east of Destin, in an area called Santa Rosa Beach. So we pulled chocks out of California at the height of COVID, and just my boys were all grown, and it was time to roll. So we've done a lot of work over the years here at Eglin Air Force Base and Crestview and Hurlbut Field and a couple of other locations. So we fell in love with this area about 12 years ago. So when things started to go sideways and with the lockdowns, we just decided to roll, and so we're settled in the Panhandle and absolutely loving the Emerald Coast.
Wow.
Which these guys are getting a taste of.
Yeah, we're getting a good taste of it.
A very strong taste of it.
Yeah. And so right now I'm living in Temecula, California. Darrin has obviously moved to South Carolina, and we are about as busy as we possibly could be. But it was about a month ago, Darrin hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, there's like a 3-day gap in our schedule, December 12th through the 15th. What do you think? Can you make it?" And I was like, "You know what? I'll take those 3 days." And it's been a while since we all got to hang out together. So
yeah,
that's what we're doing, and perfect timing for us to pass the torch. Have a couple of beers and relax and do some of the healing that probably the 3 of us need.
Brothers on a mission that now live in 3 separate time zones in the United States of America, from sea to shining sea.
You got a gift, Brian.
And I gotta say, Darrin, you're in South Carolina, and look, Doug, we have a lot in common. I pulled chocks too at the height of COVID, after the Riverside County Sheriff said, for us to leave Birdsall Park when I was playing catch with my son, to get them out of the house.
Yep.
And there's nobody there. Nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody's inside. Nobody's out. And I could not go play catch with my son from a park that I live across the street from in Wolf Ranch there, or Wolf Creek. And so I was like, yeah, we're out of here. Besides, I had already lost so much due to an injury in 2016. We were barely surviving. So, we did the same thing. We picked up, we sold the house, the money we made. We came to Houston, bought a house that's just as nice and as big for half the cost. And our quality of life has tremendously increased since that move in August of 2020. So again, I credit you for doing that as well. That's a big move.
Yeah, it was. We were our home in Temecula. We were there for 20 years, and it was kind of the center of the universe for the family. So it was not an easy decision. I don't think any of our friends actually believed that we were going to do it, but we just got to the point where you can only play 3 months of ping pong in your garage, day drinking 5 days a week. That's not going to get it done. So it was definitely the right move at the right time. And yeah, we've had no regrets, man. We love where we live. And just Darrin can speak to it as well. Just the Southern hospitality and just the Southern lifestyle, it's a real thing. So when you're from California and you're just so accustomed to the rat race, and Temecula, we were actually in a little bubble there, that. But even in that bubble, it's still Southern California. So we go back, I look forward to turning around and coming right back to Florida. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah. Well, welcome to America.
Yes. Amen.
And, like you said, Temecula, living in the bubble of, Temecula, beautiful, beautiful city. It's growing so much now that it's almost the rat race now. I mean, you can't get around. You can't get it, up and down, the 15 there. You can't get through Rancho Cal anymore. You can't even get out the wine country without, being turned away because they're packed and they've got events and weddings and trying to drive down Winchester. You're like, oh my God, I am in the middle of the rat race. And plus with Pachanga and everything out there right now, it's like, that is a destination city. It's a hub for everybody to go to now from Southern California, because that secret has been put out of the bag, if you will.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When we moved there, I think it was 30,000 in Temecula and 30,000 in Murrieta. And I think it's 140 in each city now. So, I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot, that's for sure.
That's a big city. I mean, if you connect Murrieta, Lake Elsinore, Hemet, and Temecula, I mean, you're looking at 500,000 people. I mean, it's bigger than Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And you're talking in an area that's only 20, square miles or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, Billy, you're next.
I know.
Where are you headed?
Well, Doug's got a pretty nice property here. I told him I could.
He's moving in right there.
Yeah, I've got my e-tool ready just in case I need to carve out some ground. Yeah, probably coming soon to a theater near you.
I've got my e-tool.
Yeah, but Darrin's got a little spot too. And I think it's gonna, with Darrin sort of running the helm, it's gonna give me a chance to sort of spread my wings a little bit and see what else is out there, and hopefully take my family either to a better spot or just adjust the lifestyle a little bit. So yeah.
So what are you guys doing for the rest of the day, for the rest of your trip?
Maybe this right here.
Yeah. We're gonna watch some sports and
probably go watch the World Cup. I've been trying to take the fellas up and down. If you know the area, it's called 30A. It's kind of like our equivalent of PCH. So it just runs along the coastline. So I've been trying to give these guys the whirlwind tour up and down 30A, just showing them some of the different hot spots and bars and restaurants. And so it's been a good time.
He's been doing a great job. Yeah, we both me and Darrin got to jam out in the morning. So take advantage of today and go hit up some cool spots. Watch the
World Cup.
Yeah, I was able to link up with another SEAL team mate of mine that I served with back at SEAL Team 1. So we'll probably link up with him again tonight. And what we do is just we create a new village and family with everyone around us, and a lot of nonprofits do that. So it's what are we going to do to help each other? So it's always an adventure, no matter what the nonprofit is or business involved. But we're just here to support each other at the end of the day.
I'm so glad that, so happy that you said that, because there's so many nonprofits these days that feel like they're in competition with each other. It's like, dude, whoa, same team here.
Yeah.
The mission is to help heal veterans, to prevent suicides here, to give veterans that quality of life that they deserve after service to their great nation, to bring families together, to have that peace, hope, love, and joy on their hearts. And folks, We can all have 501c3 nonprofits. There's plenty of veterans. There's 20.2 million American veterans living in this country. And a lot of those folks are, definitely needing some sort of healing. Yeah. And we're not in competition, guys. I mean, there's so many. I mean, you can build a guitar. You can go on adventure projects. You can do adrenaline therapy. I mean, they've got diving classes. You can connect with folks like, Doug, with what he does at Talentscale. I mean, there's so much opportunity out there to just get off that couch and step, off the sidelines and put yourself into the game and find that, that right nonprofit or that right group or organization that's going to fit who you are as a person and heal in a way that will make sense to you and your family and everything else and what you believe in, whether it's, going through, say, like a Mighty Oaks program that's all biblical. And again, or you can go through the Alaska Fishing Project. You can build guitars. You can freaking get on stage with Darrin and freaking play the drums or whatever you want to do. If you want to take place in a band. And I mean, guys, we got it all here. Literally, there's so much in this country that this country has to offer right now with veterans. And again, I don't think there's a better time to be a veteran in this country.
No, I think you're correct, man. And the one thing that we definitely do not do is we don't prescribe any type of medication other than, just come and be with us.
Yeah.
And if you've ever tried to go to the VA or done anything like that, you know that there is a process that is quite possibly like, one of the worst experiences that you can go through. I mean, God bless the VA. I know they're trying, but there are other options out there. And, we're here to help facilitate whatever you need.
Yes, the private sector seems to be the best healing when it comes to real engagement and real people, and keep the bureaucrats out of things that typically when you involve bureaucrats, stuff doesn't work. When you got gentlemen like yourself who are in it for the right reasons, typically they go very well because again, you have purpose, you have passion, you have a plan, and you engage in a way that the same way that you serve, with honor, with courage, with commitment. And that is what ultimately is going to heal not only our veterans, but our nation as well. Because, 20 years of a very long, bloody battle has affected millions and millions and millions in this country, from 9/11 all the way through to current time. Anybody who served, they all know people and their lives have touched people, whether you were wounded in action or you were killed in action or you were just supply or in the rear with the gear. Everybody has been touched by what has happened over these last 20 years. And that's a lot of healing. And you look at it right now in our country, we have a mental health crisis. And the only way to fix it is to break that stigma, talk about it, get out there with like-minded people, share those stories, break that bread, and begin to live again.
Yeah. Yep. Well said.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any final words here before we break you guys loose for chow here?
Well, Brian, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to use your platform. I think you're doing a lot of great work as well. It's a conduit so we can all, so we can reach more people and get the word out. So just from me to you, thank you very much. Really appreciate the time that you've given us.
Yeah, likewise, Brian. And again, really, this is my first time ever doing a podcast. So definitely just appreciate the forum. And, I tell our team, it's probably never been more. I've been in the staff augmentation business since I left the Marine Corps for 25 years, and I've never seen a more challenging hiring environment than we've had in the last 18 months. It was even tougher in 2022 than it was during COVID. During COVID, it was very simple. Everyone was shut down. So everyone was, taking a bite of the same sandwich. This year was brutal, but it's been very rewarding just bouncing back the way that we have as a small family business, and to have the kind of opportunities that we have available for employment right now. It's very humbling. And I think we just this week alone, I think we onboarded 7 veteran aircraft mechanics to a program in Waco just this week alone. And these are all, like I said, they're great paying jobs with PPO gold level benefit plans. And it's very gratifying. So I really appreciate you creating this forum to be able to just talk about that.
There are so many people out there, especially veterans right now, who are transitioning out of the military, who are looking for a job. And I have a lot of connections outside of even this podcast. I'm going to put a mass email together. I'm going to put your website out there and your name, because, I mean, we could fill these vacancies with great people that are already well-trained and they're ready to work. So that's good.
Yep. So thank you.
I want to go to the SEAL here, right? Darrin, what kind of advice, what kind of wisdom could you leave us today with all the folks out there that are listening to this program that might be going through some challenging times during the holiday season?
Yeah, at the end of the day, find the courage to reach out, right? If you don't have a real strong village or community that you're a part of, then reach out to profit sector. There's a lot of great organizations out there. We all only have one life as we know it. And as I always say, crush life. Don't let it crush you. Make the most of it. And there's people here to help you. And I just want to say you need to clear your calendar for first week of September, Brian. And
see you in Alaska.
You need to get your dice vacation knocked out too.
Wait, hold on. Did I just get invited to go to Alaska on September 1st or 6th?
You did.
I'm saving this podcast.
He's running.
We got a lot. We got a lot of dirt on this one. Holy smokes, gentlemen! Thank you so much. I will accept that invitation, and I will be in Alaska on September 1st through 6th. Holy cow! I've got some goosebumps. It's going to be amazing. What an adventure! What an experience! I'm looking so forward to it. And it will be a great lead up all the way there, man. I tell you. And folks, like they said, look, go out and get 1% better today than what you were yesterday. You start today and you look back on your life 3-4 years from now, you can see that growth. And again, only you can save you. And that's another one of my big things that I always say. Only you can save you. We can give you all the resources in the world. But if you don't want to be reached, you don't want to be reached. But remember, there will come a time in your life when you say, you know what, enough's enough. I need to get my life back. And just remember that only you can save you. We can give you the tools, the tips, the tricks, and the resources to help you along your way. But again, you are the one that's going to, that has to do this walk in life. And again, only you can save you. Gentlemen, one more time around here. Guys, from left to right, we've got Doug. He's the founder and CEO of Talentscale. Connect with Doug today. They have 300 job openings. Doug at talentscale.com. We go to Billy in the middle. He's the president and co-founder of the Alaska Adventure Project. Connect with Billy right now as they are taking applicants for their September 1 through 6 Alaska Adventure Project. Go online today. Sign up, alaskaadventureproject.org. And last but not least, Darrin Isham, the president and the founder of the American Patriot Music Project. Connect with Darrin at AmericanPatriotMusic.org. Build your custom guitar and sign up today to have that experience. So thank you for joining us today, Doug, Billy, and Darrin. We sincerely appreciate everything you have done and continue to do in the military and veteran community. Your service, sacrifice, and dedication to our great nation is truly admirable.
Thank you, Brian, very much.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. Anchors away. Until next time, for Tuesdays with Tally, this is Brian Tally. Semper Fi.